This is...
Wait, we should establish like what we want to talk about. What are the bullet points we need to hit here?
I got it. Okay, so we tell them that the show is called Do You Want to Make a Podcast? It is a fireside chat between two best friends who are on the hunt to create the perfect podcast. They have a lot of ideas, and they can't decide what they want to talk about.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
That's it?
That's the synopsis. Then we'll plug the social media.
Do we want to do like social media?
Yeah. So we'll tell them to follow us at Do You Want to Pod, all spelled out. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also email us at doyouwanttomakeapodcast@gmail.com.
That's it.
That works for me.
Wait, I think we just did it.
We did it. That was my plan all along.
Oh, okay. Bye. Except hello, because now the show's starting.
Yes, it is.
Welcome.
Thank you.
To Earth.
Oh, is that where we are today?
Yes.
It's very nice here.
It is. Feel the sand between your toes.
It's been a while since we've been to the beach, Jim.
It has.
Oh, man, I've needed a day like this.
Feel the sun beat down on your face.
Yeah.
Hear the seagulls squawk. Don't give them any food.
I don't ever try to give them food. They usually just take it out of my hands. Those grabby beaks of theirs.
Yeah, I mean that they'll do that. You got to look out for the grabby beaks.
But how else are they going to eat? What did seagulls eat before tourists existed? That's what I want to know.
Animals on the beach.
I'm imagining like the first seagull ever to like, you know, like, cause like his ancestors are all eating worms, right?
Uh-huh.
He's like, I'm not feeling worms today. Like, what do you mean, Bobby? Worms are all we got. He's like, well, they're eating Fritos over there, those humanoid-looking things. And they're get your head out of the clouds, Bobby Strong. And he's like...
Seagulls didn't exist until human beings invented bread. Bread had to be invented first, and then the
gulls by the sea became seagulls.
Right, exactly.
Yes. Oh, I love it. It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
And then we could naturally select seagulls to exist.
We selected them.
Before that, they would show up, and natural selection would be like, "It's not your time yet, boo. Dead.
Death. Immediate death."
But once human beings invented bread and took the bread to the beach, and we're like, nom 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 nom, yum, this is good. The seagulls were like, oh, is it?
And then when humans invented the boardwalk, they were like, oh my god, I want to poop all over this thing. And it's just like their life, like,
yeah, and you know that's an important part of the ecosystem.
Exponential growth for seagulls, like their quality of life shot up as we, created tourist towns. Oh, hey, look, a dolphin in the distance. You don't usually see those down the Jersey Shore. Are we at the Jersey Shore?
We're wherever you want to be, baby.
Okay. I'm not going to name it. I'll leave it up to the listener.
We're at the beach.
Listener, we're at the beach of your choice this week, whatever that means.
Well, I mean, should we get back so we can make a podcast?
I have the mics with us, but...
Oh, shoot. I thought this discussion was just for us.
No.
But I guess not.
I thought just in case, because if traffic's bad, I don't want to drive back just to do the pod.
Yeah, and we do need to drive back since we drove here. I don't want to leave my car here.
Nah, I'm lazy. I don't feel like teleporting us. I'd just rather sit in hours of traffic.
Here we are on the beach, ready to make a podcast. Do you want?
Oh, wow, we're like Yoda speaking. Pod I want to make. Yes.
Oh, excellent.
I won't do that voice the whole time for fear of injuring myself.
Please don't.
So, we can do our usual thing against the backdrop of this beach. We don't have to make a beach-related podcast, or we can.
We can.
We can call it, like, Surf's Up, bruh. The podcast. I don't know anything about surfing other than it involves water and surfboards
and waves.
and waves. Okay, so all right. So maybe there is.
So maybe we know everything about surfing.
All there is to know. People, waves, water, surfboards.
Big air.
Go surfing.
Go surfing.
Rocket power. Dun, 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 dun. Rocket
That was
power.
a bad noise.
It was accurate. That show gave me such hope that I could be great at these, like, not extreme sports, but sports that required far more hand-eye coordination than I had at that young age.
Yeah, think about how those kids were good at surfing and
Rollerblading,
skateboarding
and there was I don't think they ever did an episode, but in the opening credits, Sam had like these like shoes that had two tiny surfboards on it, and he was doing that in the water, and that never materialized, but whatever the hell that thing was.
And
skimboarding.
And
never having to go to school, right? Like, did they ever go to school?
Eternal Southern California, baby. Eternal summer.
And hockey.
And snowboarding.
And
hockey.
Just like...
It's like how... You can't...
BMX biking, like everything.
Yes.
It's like, put a thing in front of these kids that's sure to cause devastating injury, and they'll be great at it.
They'll be great at it.
Even Sam, who was supposedly the bad one, was way better than I'll ever be.
Yeah.
Like, he got by.
Yeah.
When you think about it, with like these like superhuman kids, sure, maybe he was the least capable of the group, but against any other actual child, he was pretty great.
Pretty great. Let me tell you something. Let's make a podcast about rocket power.
Oh yes.
Called the Rocket Hour.
Ooh, nice.
The Rocket Power Hour. Power Hour.
Mm-hmm.
So we also get just wasted. Just trash.
Oh, I didn't bring any beer to the beach, but man, I wish I did right now, because that's perfect.
Yeah.
All right, it can start with like a Hawaiian, like what would Tito do? He would do these like not haikus, but he would like say these like,
yeah, I forget the word that he used. He always used like the same word though.
Ancient something saying.
It's like
right?
a proverb or a saying or something like that. Yeah.
But like it wasn't Hawaii. What was like the tribe that he would quote?
It might have been Hawaiian. Do we need to look it up? I don't want to look it up. We're at the beach.
We're the authorities of rocket power. We also could do it where we fast forward 20 years and they've all started working for NASA, developing actual rockets.
We can do that at the end.
Yes. No,
Yes.
We'll build to that. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to make as many puns as I can here. That one doesn't have as much room to go on.
So, like, each week we dissect another episode of Rocket Power. And we look at all the important character development.
I'm so glad you mentioned character
for
development.
Squid and Otto and Twister, and I feel bad, but the girl. Reggie, that's her name.
Reggie Rocket. So speaking of Twister, I don't know if you recall this, but it rocked my world when when they clearly got a new voice actor for Twister, and he like...
I have no recollection of this.
There was like pilot voice actor for Twister, and they may have kept the same person and then had a similar voice, but then there was like deep voice Twister that just kind of like came out of nowhere.
I mean, puberty happens to all of us.
Absolutely. But just as, I was a small boy watching this without any grasp of that, and I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
What goes on here?
Yeah.
Who is that?
I don't know. Were those characters voiced by adults, a la like the Rugrats, or were they voiced by actual kids?
I want to say I hope it's children.
Let's find out. I actually don't know if we'll get a good answer based off IMDb, because now they'll be adults if they were kids, unless it's like names that I know,
or they're kids that never did anything else and their headshots are still children's headshots.
Looks like there are only 62 episodes of Rocket Power.
Interesting.
Fun fact. Yeah, definitely there's... What? Okay.
This is strange. I'm not seeing any big name people.
So the person that voiced Otto was born 1986.
So he was not a child.
No, he was 13.
Around the yeah,
because
okay,
Rocket Power
yeah.
premiered in
Okay.
1999.
All right, all
So
right.
yeah, 13. So that's like
Yep.
makes sense.
Yep.
And then
Shania Fox voiced Reggie Rocket.
I would say Shayna Fox.
Shayna Fox.
But yes.
Yes.
She was born 1984, which again, yeah, she's like 16.
Yeah, so they were around.
Yeah. So they were kids for sure.
Mhm.
Then we have the other people that were in lots of episodes were the guy that played the dad and the guy that played Tito. Oh, and then here's Twister. The person who voiced Twister was in 57 episodes. So I think you're talking about Sam. I think Sam's voice changed because there's somebody that voiced Sam for 27 episodes, and then there's somebody that voiced Sam for 35 episodes.
I distinctly remember. So it must have been Twister's puberty kicking in, is what happened. But
Maybe.
yeah, Sam's. That makes sense. Okay, so
Yeah, and the person that voiced Twister... Well, the person that voiced Twister was born in 1987. So yeah, when the show started,
yeah,
they were 12. So
okay,
yeah.
right around that age.
So yeah, kids. So yeah, puberty's a thing.
Whew.
They grow up so fast, you know?
They do. I'm trying to I don't remember any episodes of Rocket Power, but we can make up our own. Unless you have if you have some content.
The memory I have of Rocket Power is the Batman-esque cards that they would show when crazy shit happened. When it was
ooh.
they would fall and it would be oh, Wipeout!
And then you have that guitar part that goes yeah.
It would show and it was the POW cards of the old Adam West Batman TV show. That's the most visceral memory I have of that. And their use of the word Shuby, I also remember.
That definitely... I'd be curious to see if Shuby was a term used before Rocket Power, because...
I think it was.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that definitely brought it into the mainstream. Or maybe it made the Shubies aware that they were Shubies.
Yeah. Shooby dooby doo, where are you?
Okay, I like it.
That's it.
I was saying you're taking the Mystery Machine and making them the crew, Mystery Inc.
What if there was a Rocket Power Scooby-Doo crossover?
That's what I was saying. Or just Scooby-Doo leaves Mystery Inc. and goes to join the Rocket Power kids.
Or a Scooby-Doo, they had those Scooby-Doo movies that had celebrities in them as guest stars. One was Batman and Robin, which I always found funny.
That was yes.
And one was the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
So what if one was the Rocket Power kids?
So I want to be clear for visual sake. We're taking the kids and putting them in the Scooby-Doo world. So
yes,
they're drawn a la 1970s Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Good. So what's the mystery?
And they just skateboard behind the same background over
a
and
haunted
over again.
skate park. It's perfect.
A haunted skate park.
Yes.
It is perfect. Well, hold on. Let's reverse engineer this, right? So there's a villain, right?
Uh-huh.
And the villain wants the skate park to close,
obviously. Because he wants to build, apartment complexes for millennials or
right,
some
he wants
shit.
to knock it down. So the monster is behind the mask is a real estate developer.
Yep.
What kind of thing is haunting this?
It's like a zombie hockey player.
Zombie, so very Jason-esque.
Yes, but I'm talking about with a hockey stick.
Okay.
He's not killing people. He's just kind of freaking everybody out.
Right.
You know?
He just checks them. He just
yeah, throws them up against the glass.
He rides.
There's also a hockey rink in this skate park.
Okay, so there's an ice hockey rink.
Yes.
In the skate park. Okay, cool.
In Southern California.
It's
very expensive to run this.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. It's an outdoor ice rink?
Yep.
In Southern California?
Uh-huh.
Ooh. Yeah, that would be that you would need some icy icy stuff.
And this is really good because we have not just your typical villain who's like, "Man, you stupid kids." This real estate developer started off being like, "Guys, this is a very expensive enterprise that you're running. It doesn't make sense." And then the town and the kids are just like, "No, we need to keep it open." And he's like, "But it makes no fiscal sense." And they're like, "No." So we can we can sympathize with the villain because he does have a point.
And he would have gotten away with it.
He would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, I'm going to save the town all this money and like donate some of it to charity. You're like, no, we want our skate park.
Oh, so this is a municipal skate park.
Yeah.
This is not a privately owned skate park. He just wants to buy the land.
Yes.
But because of the
he's like a gray area character. Like he wants to get rid of the skate park, but he also knows that the money that would be saving, he's like, I can build affordable housing. So it's like no one's right, no one's wrong. You can make the case for both sides
until he dons the mask,
and that's his descent into madness. So he starts off with great intentions,
right?
A la Bryan Cranston. So I think maybe we get Bryan Cranston for this.
Okay.
Because there's no better anti-hero seeing a good person go bad than Bryan Cranston. And when he puts on the mask, it just does things to him. Maybe it smells bad. Maybe it wasn't washed. It has some like odd germs in there that just get inside his brain.
Yeah.
So do we have the full...
So the Scooby-Doo crew is on vacation in Southern California, just trying to catch some rays and stuff.
Still wearing their same clothes they always wear, but just in Southern California. Maybe like Shaggy and Scooby have...
They don't even get like summer get-ups.
No
summer get-ups, no nothing.
Except maybe one of them has a swimsuit.
Right.
Like I could see Shaggy like...
He wears cargo shorts.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. But Fred still has the same sweater on.
He has the boots.
He's like, this is my look.
Uh-huh.
It's my look. They're like, Fred, don't you want to like not wear that much clothes? He's like, I have a look.
He's like, I own no other clothes than these.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get.
Because he knows it works.
He's like, on the bright side, I won't get sunburned because none of my body is exposed to the sun right now.
He knows how to get it. And it's with this look.
Yeah. Now,
it's a look that works for him.
I love when they in Scooby-Doo, when they meet the locals of the town and they discover the stuff that's going on. So I could easily see like...
So obviously they go to the restaurant that
Raymundo owns.
Right.
Yep.
And
they see these kids like...
Right. They see these kids talking about the haunted skate park, and then Tito tells them a legend about how the skate park became haunted, obviously.
Because it's been haunted for thousands of years, according to Tito.
Thousands of years. It was built in 1982, but it's been haunted for thousands of years.
Yeah, I mean, Tito knows all.
Yeah. And then they go and they solve the mystery.
Uh-huh.
Well, first they get chased. First there's a chase scene. Obviously, a chase scene on skateboards. Natch.
Ooh, mate. Can this hockey player have, like, rocket power? Oh, that's a bad... I'm not doing that on purpose. Rocket-powered rollerblades? I mean, I'm glad I did that. I wish I planned it, but I did it.
Yes.
He has rocket-powered rollerblades, and he's just chasing people around the boardwalk.
Yes.
The kids, like, I could see, like, Otto getting just close enough to, like, maybe, like, trip him or take off the mask or something, but then he wipes out and the villain just gets away.
And then cut to title card. Wipe out.
Yep. Yep.
This is a great crossover. Why did they never do this?
I don't know.
It's probably because they were owned by different properties.
Yeah, I was going to say it, but I didn't want to say it. But yeah, let's get real. Owned by different networks.
Yeah.
And so...
This is great, though. Let's take it.
Scooby and
what
Shaggy.
What are we doing here at the beach?
You want to go
we need to pitch this.
All right, so...
No, we should probably write some more stuff up. We should probably get
I was ready to teleport us
we should make a PowerPoint, at least.
Who do you pitch podcast concepts to? Do we just got to find Scott Aukerman, who, like, runs the Earwolf Network?
The Shark Tank podcast.
Oh, right, we find the sharks.
You got to get all the sharks together.
What if we just, like, teleported to Mark Cuban's living room? He's like, what? Like, I know there's no cameras, but get this, sharks. It's like, someone call the cops. Before you do that, do we have an idea for you?
And then he says, I love it. I'll give you $2 billion. And we're like, yay.
That's millions of dollars more than we needed, but we'll take it.
Yeah. I accept.
I will take your money, Mr. Cuban. Venmo me anytime. So I like where the story's going. I like that we have rocket-powered rollerblades on the Rocket Power Hour, the podcast. I think there's a lot to go on with there's a built-in restaurant for Scooby and Shaggy to be eating at. Maybe Raymundo hits on Daphne. Fred gets jealous. We have a little bit of that going on.
Drama.
Velma and Sam being like paired together, not in a romantic way, just like, when they all split up.
Yeah.
I think that would be wonderful.
That would be very good.
So much meat on that bone. Reggie, I could see Reggie hanging with Scooby and Shaggy, and like being the one to try to get them off their ass. Because if anyone could do it, she could.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too far into the details.
I think we're in a good place.
Really
I think it's time to.
Spot.
I think now we need to go and make a PowerPoint for it.
Okay. Shall we go to the writer's room, or where do we prepare such a PowerPoint?
Oh, are we gonna do it on air like this? Do we need to make the PowerPoint on air? I was saying we can.
Oh, move on to another idea?
Yeah.
Okay, we can. I'm conflicted because I'm liking this rocket power thing, but you're right. Just audio of us typing away at a keyboard would not be fun for the listener.
Yeah, and as we've established, the writer's room is now empty. Usher has not returned our calls.
Always here to work. We will work for love, Mr. Raymond.
Yeah.
In case you've forgotten. Do we want to look at our lists, or has that sparked anything in your mind palace that you'd like to riff off of?
Oh, my mind palace. I love that.
We're going Sherlock.
I love that.
We could just go with that. Mind Palace, the podcast.
I don't know. Mind Palace, the podcast. I feel like that's already a thing, almost.
Is it?
Probably not. It just feels familiar, which means that it's great, which means that I love it.
I could teleport us into your mind palace.
Oh, that would be a little meta.
And then anything you think would just
know.
materialize.
Oh, we probably shouldn't do that then. We definitely shouldn't do that.
Were there some dark, twisted thoughts you don't want me to see materialize?
My dark, twisted fantasies are just insane.
Oh, man. No, I really want to go, but we can't go without your consent. It is your mind palace.
It is my mind palace. And also, I don't know if you should go into your own mind palace. I feel like that, like Inception, like, that's, like, bad, like... We have to go deeper, though.
Wipeout. Let's go on the show Wipeout. Let's go do that.
Okay. Wait, I do just have to real quick. We have to go deeper. Okay, thank you.
That was very good. I love some Foley.
Yes. On the show Wipeout, you want to do a podcast of our training experiences on the show Wipeout?
Yeah.
I love it when we say, let's make a podcast about this thing that most of the enjoyment comes from the visual aspect of it.
It's a good companion project.
I love that. Like, between that, like, that and American Ninja Warrior. Like, let's do both.
Okay.
So
here we go. Yeah. I have it. We set up we build a training ground for American Ninja Warrior.
Right.
And when we want to train for Wipeout, we just take a garden hose and soak the same training ground.
Okay.
Or we put like, I don't know, like Jello everywhere.
We put Jello everywhere, and also, like, punching.
Yep.
Gloves. Automated punching gloves.
We pay some frat bros to come up with dodgeballs, just stand there and throw dodgeballs at us as we go about our Ninja Warrior course. What would our... So, I have to build a warped wall.
Wipeout.
Also have to build a moat, because there's a lot of, like, over water stuff that happens.
In both games.
I wish there was, like, a story of, like, the folks who made Ninja Warrior, and then there was, like, a butting of heads with the creative team, and just the really immature ones went off and like, fine, we'll go make our own show.
And they
go make Wipeout.
LOL. Yeah. I don't think they still make Wipeout. Do they? I haven't seen it in years.
I have a real story for you.
I love real stories.
This is when I was working at the Highline Ballroom in New York City.
Oh, classy.
There was a sound guy there. His name was Steve.
Hi, Steve.
I think his name was Steve. Hi, Steve. He had long orange hair. He always talked about doing martial arts. he was like your typical like sound dude. Like he was really cool, but just like you always kind of craned your head when he said things, and you're like, wait, what? What's going on with you, Steve? And Steve once told me that he was on Wipeout, and I was like, haha, yeah, okay. He's like, no, I like made it really far. Like, what do you mean, Steve? He's like, go YouTube best Wipeout contestant. I did that.
And it was Steve?
It was Steve. And he like really just like, he like put on this like great performance of like psyching himself up before doing the obstacles. He like really leaned in to the reality TV aspect. We'll link to this in the show. But
I'm going to watch it the second we're done here.
I never could look at Steve the same way again. Mad respect, though, for Steve.
Yeah, I mean, did you look at him on a higher level or a lower level?
Yes.
I see.
Also, I'm going to feel really
see.
bad if I look him up and his name is not Steve and it's something else. Sorry in advance.
Steve. His name's Steve now.
Yes.
We've spoken it into existence.
We're like Jesus. We like changed someone's name.
Hold on.
To Steve.
Let's look it up. Best Wipeout contestant ever?
Yes, it was kind of like that. And I didn't think that would ever yield any result. Greatest.
Well, Joe, maybe our last contestant, Frank.
That's it, Frank. His name's Frank. It's not Steve.
Frank.
That's him. But this is, listener, this is where you go click on the link and watch along with us. Getting paint. He's getting punched and painted on by the wall. And he's taking it like a champion.
And he's still going, Johnny. He's not a force of nature. He's a freak of nature.
What is he? He's saying like Japanese phrases as he goes along?
But he's no match for the big balls. Jill, how's he look from your vantage point?
Frank is crazy.
Well, he's making good time approaching the Shakelator, an obstacle that nobody has made so far today. He's quickly around to the back side, but it's this final lead that gives everybody trouble. Hey,
Nice.
Yes, Frank.
He's flying through the course.
well, unless the shapeshifter sends Frank to another dimension, it is almost a lock he'll make it to the next round. Here he goes. Oh! He's landed inside one of the openings. Talk about a square dude in a round hole. Buddy, this ain't a Ferris wheel, huh? 2 more tickets, so you gotta get off. Here he goes.
We should say we don't own this audio, copyright stuff. We're not stealing. Wipeout owns this shit.
Also moving on, we've got Captain Chemistry, Jason Nemuro,
Yeah.
Oompa Loompa Joel
Wow,
Grande.
Frank.
Frank kicked some ass.
Way to go, Frank. Oh, it looks like he won.
Wait, was it Frank? Yeah, wait a minute. Whoa.
Frank won.
Frank didn't mention he won 50 grand on the show. What was he doing working at the ballroom with me? He like made not a year's salary, but like close to it.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean-
That's awesome. Good for
Yeah.
Frank.
I mean, you take that, though, and you invest it.
I'm so sorry that I called him Steve this whole... I knew I was going to call him the wrong name. Oh, no.
I mean, we can go back and just record the exact same thing, and
Wait,
we'll
let's...
cut in. Every time you say Steve, I'll cut in Frank.
Wait, let me...
So can you just say Frank a couple different ways?
Yeah, I was going to say, real
Yeah.
mod... Frank.
Yeah.
Frank. That's all the ways you can say Frank.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just going to patch that in.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think we've covered a lot of... I'm so glad we went to the beach. Just really shook it up. We had a list of things written down. We didn't even use them. Much needed vacation. But maybe it's time to pack up the chairs.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to get a little burnt.
The
I
seagulls
I have very fair skin.
Yeah, I
so-
see some seagulls. They're starting to swarm.
Yeah, the seagulls are starting to swarm, and
The tide's coming in.
I'm not in the mood to share my snacks. The tide, you know what? The tide is high,
And we're moving on.
and I'm moving on.
Jim, I just want you to know I'm going to be your number one.
Number one.
Number one. Speaking of number one, the only way we're going to get to be number one on Apple Podcasts, kids, is if you give us those 5 stars.
And you leave a review.
Tell your moms. We're real good with moms. We're very polite.
Tell your friends.
And we'll see you next week.
See you next time. Follow us on social media. You know where it is. It's in the links. Check the links so you can watch Frank
Yes.
win big on
On Wipeout.
and stay tuned for our Wipeout reboot called Rocket Power.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, Mom.
I don't need your mile-long bridge. Williamsburg is too expensive. Fuck the A train. Am I insane? No, I'm just never going back unless you force